There's a dozen or so little medallions right there.
It's the tenderest part of the animal right there.
Oh, it's my favorite. So how long did you say it's been aging in this cooler?
This cooler sitting on blocks, 10-pound blocks of ice, has been, let's see, right there. Actually, it might be more than 10 days.
I know it is.
This might be right where I want it.
What do you think the average temperature is in that cooler?
It's about 33 degrees.
33 degrees?
33 to 36, depending on the outside temperature heating it up.
Right, it's been nice and cool, that's good.
Right, I've only had to add blocks of ice to that once.
Oh wow.
Since I got it.
That cooler he's got there is one of the better ones.
Yeah.
For retaining the coldness and retaining the ice.
Yeah.
Of course, the meat at the top is not going to be as cold as the meat directly on the ice.
Right.
So you got an average in there
Right.
of temperature on the meat,
Right.
which is not bad. It's better than an average refrigerator running around 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Most people, we're on their refrigerator around 40, 42 degrees. Hell, your milk won't last long.
No.
I can run milk in my refrigerator at least 10 days past the date.
Yeah.
And it's still good.
Yeah.
Because it's so damn cold.
Yeah. I keep mine on the coldest setting too.
In fact, there's spots in my refrigerator, it'll freeze.
Yeah. I
So now
bet.
you know how cold it is.
It's
It's not running around 40, 42
No.
degrees.
No.
I've reached in for the tub of sour cream to put on some chili or to put on something else, and it's frozen. I'm like,
That costs you a little bit more money to run it electricity-wise,
Yeah.
but the thing
But you
is,
save money on food.
it's
Yep.
what you want to do in keeping your food
Yeah.
edible.
Food costs a lot more than that,
Damn right it does.
especially now.
if you want fresh food.
Yeah, if you want fresh food.
I've got a couple of pork chops in there now, and I'll bet you $1 it's frozen.
Now, a lot of people say that another animal that we have in this state is not edible, and that is a jackrabbit. As a matter of fact, I think next weekend my son and I are going to go pop a few.
Hey, that sounds fun.
Because where we were pig hunting, they are freaking everywhere. So I think I'm going to go thin the herd a little bit.
You know what you can do? You can take quail, rabbit, and squirrel, and I've done this. Put it in the refrigerator in a plastic bag with no water, and leave it there, and it comes out tasting totally different.
Really?
Yeah. Even though quail is nice and tender, but the squirrel and the rabbit aren't that tender. But it becomes that tender when you leave it there long enough.
Wow.
I'll take a rabbit and I'll butcher him up the way I want. And with the size of the jackrabbits that we have out here, I've got back straps like this coming off rabbits.
Wow.
And I'll take that meat and I'll stick it in the refrigerator in a Ziploc bag, and I'll get as much air out of it as I can, because air does not work well with meat in certain settings, I should say. It's necessary in a lot of others, but with small game, I don't like a lot of air. And I'll have that animal in the refrigerator in a Ziploc bag for anywhere from 8 to 12 days. And I'll take him out and I'll pan fry him up. And you will not think that that is a jackrabbit backstrap when I get done cooking it.
Biggest jackrabbits I've ever seen were on Lackland Air Force Base, where we did our training. Them things look like dogs, man.
Oh, you was down there too.
Yeah, yeah. They look like dogs.
That's where I spent my training days.
Huge rabbits.
The antelope jackrabbit's the one I'm referring to down south. They'll stand, if their ears are up, they'll be waist high.
Holy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pick it up, you got about 8 pound, 9 pounds of rabbit.
Would you ever have a group of guys on the rifle range turn on a rabbit that ran across the range?
Trying, yeah.
Did it with
Trying
all
like
that?
hell. You want to know something that happened? Maybe I shouldn't say this on film. Oh well. So we were in England, and we had the targets set up for the 60 and the 249, and so they're the big long targets, and you know they stand like this tall, but they're really long, so we couldn't see anything behind them. So we get done shooting all day, and we go out there to take the targets down and pack everything up, and behind it was a whole bunch of dead sheep that were just standing right behind the target. Yeah. So not only did the Air Force have to pay for the sheep, but they had to pay for like X amount of generations after that. It's a big deal in England if you accidentally kill one of their livestock. It's a much bigger deal than here.